Hello and welcome back to our science lab. Today we are going to present to you an experiment about working from potential energy into kinetic energy. So when you get into our slide presentation, you'll see what the materials are and the steps that go with our experiment. So today the objective of our experiment is to observe how position affects potential energy and how this potential energy can be converted into kinetic energy. And those are two big vocabulary words that we've worked on before. So think about that. Think back to your schema, potential and kinetic energy. All right, the materials you're going to need today if you choose to do this experiment. If not, we are definitely doing it for you. You are going to need 10 books. In this case, we're going to use classroom textbooks, a tape measure or a ruler or a yardstick, something that you can measure. A ramp, we're using a piece of construction or cardboard. If you have a good solid ramp, you can use that. And any toy car that you would like to use. You just need one and you're going to use it over and over again. All right, so here are your steps for today's experiment. Step 1, you're going to place 2 of your books on top of each other and rest one side of the ramp on the top. The other edge of the ramp is going to be on the floor. So you can see the way Mr. Berry is setting it up for us now. So he's putting his ramp on top of the 2 textbooks, and the end of the ramp is down on the ground. Step 2, you're going to place the car at the top of the ramp, placing the ruler right in front of it to keep the car from rolling down. And that's just to hold it, and then you're going to remove that ruler when you're ready to go.
So at this point, I'm actually going to measure that distance because I want my car to always start at the same point. So I know that that 24-inch mark is there. So I might even mark on my board where that 24-inch mark is. This is going to allow me to set it up kind of the same way each time. And now I can block off that spot to keep my car moving. This also allows me, knowing that this is 24 inches, when I have to calculate the total distance my car travels, I know that this 24 inches is the same thing as 2 feet.
Perfect. All right, so here we go. Woo! Number 3, step 3. It says measure how many feet the car rolled, including the length of the ramp. In this case, like Mr. Berry said, the length of our ramp that we're using is 2 feet or 24 inches. And record that data. So we're going to make sure we have those 2 feet plus however far our car ends up traveling. And we have on our board, we have our chart to make sure that we keep track of our data as we do the experiment. All righty, I think we're ready. You going to take it away, Mr. Berry?
All right, so our first trial is going to be with 2 books. So I've already set up 2 books. I've marked the distance of the board or of the ramp, and I've got my ruler blocking the car. At this point, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to actually just place my finger up on the car to just kind of hold the car steady, and I'm going to let go. And I'm going to measure the distance. Now, here at school, our school is tiled, so each one of these tiles measures exactly 1 foot in length. So I get to take a little bit of a shortcut, and instead of measuring this entire distance, I'm just going to go to the end of this first tile, which I already knew was 1 foot, and I'm just going to measure to the front edge of the car. And I'm going to say that that is about, I'm going to round it up to the next full inch, and I'm going to say that it traveled an additional 1 foot 7 inches. So the 2 foot ramp plus my 1 foot 7 inches would be 3 feet 7 inches. I'm now going to repeat this experiment with 4 books, 6 books, 8 books, and ultimately 10 books. So I'm going to come back over here, grab my car, and grab 2 more textbooks. Place the textbooks on the stack. Reposition the ramp. Grab my car. Place it back at that front edge of that 2-foot mark.
Woo! Look at that, Mr. Berry.
So measuring my distance, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet. 6 feet, 11 inches.
All right. Woo!
So I'm at 6 feet, 11 inches on 4 books. I'm going to add 2 more textbooks to my stack.
I wonder what's going to happen. Ooh, I think I can infer. I think I can predict. Think about this. Potential energy. It has potential energy right now until he lets go. And then we have...
the energy of motion. Kinetic energy.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it took off.
It
Nice.
took a hard right-hand turn.
So with this, if we just slide it over straight across, Mr. Berry, that should work out. All right.
So this is 2 foot, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, 7 feet, 10 inches.
7 feet, 10 inches. All right, we're going for 8. 8 books, Mr. Berry.
Adding 2 more textbooks to our stack. Repositioning the ramp.
Look at that ramp, it's getting steeper. Perfect. All right, I'm just gonna slide it over straight.
2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet, 10 feet, 11 feet, 11 feet, 6 inches.
Okay. All right. Last one, Mr. Berry. We're going to add 2 more books.
Okay, I'm going to look at my data, and I'm going to see if I can't make an inference.
Yep.
I noticed that it moved 3 feet 7 inches, 6 feet 11 inches, 7 feet 10 inches, 11 feet 6 inches. It looks like that each time I increase the number of books, the distance increases.
As well.
So I wonder if that means that as the ramp gets higher or steeper, if the amount of potential energy or that energy stored inside of the car is not increased
Definitely.
with each new book added.
It looks like it. All right, let's go. Number 10, 10 books. And the books that we're using are all pretty much, are all the same thickness, so that definitely helps us. All right, potential energy into some kinetic. Let's go. Oh, bummer.
We're going to have to do a redo of that one.
The chair stopped it.
The chair stopped
And
it.
that's science.
Ooh, the desk almost stopped it.
All right, go and count away, Mr.
Desk
Berry.
stole
Let's
some
go.
of my kinetic energy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I'm going to slide it over. 14 feet, 3 inches.
All right, let's check out our chart. Just like Mr. Berry said, think about, did you infer that the distance would increase. If you look at these, a lot of these are about 3 to 4 feet of an increase, except for right here. But if you remember when we did the 6 books, the car kind of went to the side a little bit. Maybe if it would have gone straight, it would have increased by a couple more feet. So with this, if you can take care of doing this experiment, fantastic. If you can't, watch the video that we've just done. Watch it a couple times. When you are finished, you have, instead of just 2 questions to answer, write down the answers. This time you have 6, but if you watch this video and rewatch it, you'll be able to get those answers.